Workout started. GPS on. Steady 36 minutes at zone 3. Go.
Better turn the old Bluetooth on for my heart rate. Yeah, it's going. Oh, hello. This is Carlos, the running jackal, heading up towards the golf course. I have a very short run to do today, 36 minutes, door to door. Well, actually 36 minutes from the bike at Fairways back to the bike at Fairways. That will be my zone 3 run today. 36 minutes. Just happens to be the same length as the show that I intend to record today. Zone 4. Okay, slow down. I think it's going to tell me when I'm in zone. That's right. I have annoying keys. That I'm in zone, but my bike keys are jangling. I might have to do something about that. Oh, I hope you're enjoying this little bit of music. I might use it as a theme tune. But it's about 4.5 minutes long. Just about the time it takes me to catch my breath. I'm running along a street called Wende, W-E-N-D-E. Which, as the name implies, wends its way across the hillside. I'm going to have to walk this section because I'm planning to make it a 36-minute zone 3 effort run. So I really don't want to push the heart rate into the 150s. Besides, yesterday I had a bit of a spill. I was going out to the woodshed in my Birkenstock hand-me-down slippers that I use when I have to go outside briefly. They're kind of worn out on the bottom, and the bottom layer, the tread, has peeled away at the toe, so occasionally I step on a rolled up tread of slipper instead of stepping on something that's stuck to the base of the shoe. And needless to say, I slipped on my ass. My foot went out from under me on the wet moss. I think I just heard zone 4. slow down a bit because I'm cresting here. If it was a longer hill, I probably would have hiked. So pretty soon it's going to slot back into zone 3. I haven't done a kilometer yet. I heard the Extra Mile podcast the other day. I was so surprised to hear Nigel's voice. It's amazing how familiar his voice is, even after all these years. His style of podcasting is quite unique. Often imitated, never replicated, I think you could say about Nigel's approach. He was always entertaining. Just coming up to that noisy crossroad, Cedar Hill Cross and Brayfoot. I'm going to have to press the button. This is too busy. This is where Brayfoot becomes Epsom Drive, and that'll lead me all the way to King's Pond, basically. From now on, I should be able to hear the zone changes. We finally see some blue skies for a change. We've had about a week of overcast weather. The old side effect of that fall that I had carrying the bucket of wood back from the garage was that I tweaked my back. And I'm hoping that this shakeout run will help to remove the tweak, if you know what I mean. Untweak. I'm going to hike a bit in a minute. Pretty sure I'm going to get a zone 4 reminder, and the hill is still only half done. Yeah. I thought so. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Getting close to the top. Morning. Yeah, he was running. Nigel was running by the canal, and something about that canal. It's a bit like the golf course for me. So often we hear ourselves speaking at the canal or at the golf course. So I'm heading towards King's Pond. I will take a picture there for my title photograph. I can already hear the ducks calling me. I'll be on ship very soon. I think I'm going to call this episode Familiar Places. It gave me the idea of Nigel and his canal. Well, this would be my favorite place kind of thing. Good picture of ducks coming up. Trying to work the phone with my nose. Yeah, you hear them? Laughing at me. I'm walking through them at the moment, so as not to create too much commotion. I have to be careful not to step on them. Just getting ahead of them now. The last two, a duck and a drake. That one had the last laugh. So I'm listening out for 18, which will tell me that we're halfway done. In zone. Hello.
Sort of at the top of the...
I have one more hike section coming up. Hello. Jogger coming by. I have my wallet with me. Plan to do my last bit of grocery shopping. Oops. Now I've got one wet shoe. That's one of those things that very few people talk about in their running commentary. They often talk about their clothing and their nutrition and their intervals, but they don't often talk about how often they're running with one wet shoe or 2. It makes a difference. If you can imagine soaking a pair of socks in a bucket of water and then weighing them, that's how much negative effect having 2 wet feet does. Not to mention the wet shoe. Because this is a 36-minute run, I'm going to have to take the shortcut across the middle of the golf course at Derby Road and then head back on the other.
52 seconds. Distance 2 kilometers. Average heart rate 134. Workout average pace 7 minutes 55 seconds per kilometer.
Okay, so 2 kilometers done. I forgot about this hike. So I'm up to about 15 minutes now of running. As I approach the top of this hill. I must compliment Jim on his recording the other day. Other than a bit of unavoidable gale, everything was very calm and very clear. That's the first time I've been below zone. It's a little walk rested my heart enough. This is the top of James Heights. Just what? Zone 0. That was a bit of an anomaly there. Hello. I should hear the halfway announcement. It is pretty quiet now as I approach the aforementioned shortcut that cuts across the waist of the figure of 8. Halfway, you see. I think I can afford to continue with my plan.
Morning.
Hi there.
Yeah.
So far I haven't paused the recording and I haven't doubled back, which was my choice back then. I could have doubled back, but I was close enough to where my guesstimation of the middle of this run would be to push on. Excuse me. That was not my porridge. Well, the other day I made scalloped potatoes for my friend Carl, the gardener. And he really enjoyed them. And that is where all my cream ended up going. I put half a litre of 18% cream and some nutmeg and some seasoning when I made 2 dishes of scalloped potatoes. The boys, Norma and I, have already had part of our Christmas festivities. Yesterday, I'm above zone. Let me calm down a little bit. Hi. Heading up to the clubhouse. This part is asphalt. So I have had 3 or 4 twinges of pain from my back. I'm hoping that it'll go away by itself. Most things do go away by themselves, given the time. I think that's why early humans gave the doctors such power. Anything that would make the pain go away quicker was valued. I guess doctors and brewers would fit that category for pain reduction. Alright, I've done the connector. I am now on the other side of the golf course. Hello. I will say Merry Christmas to you all first, and then to the next person I see today. Merry Christmas! The 2 runners I saw on the other side. How apropos that I should be first saying Merry Christmas to you guys and then to fellow runners in live action.
32 minutes, 28 seconds. Distance 3 kilometers. Average heart rate 92. Workout average pace 7 minutes, 29 seconds per kilometer.
7:29. I think that's what I was calculating at for 5K. 5 7s are 35. And 2.5 will be 37 and a half below zone. I find that hard to believe. I think it must be mechanical error here. My strap might have shifted with all this arm action. I'm wearing quite a tight hoodie, my blue-gray one, and it does tend to grip the Velcro. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yep, I saw them before. I didn't say Merry Christmas that time. Well, I shifted the strap a little bit on my bicep. Most of the time, it was giving us true readings until I got to zone 0. I thought that might be an electronic anomaly. You can hear I'm working. I'm working. Just doing a bit of advanced mental arithmetic. I think if I take it all the way back, it might be 38 minutes, which I guess is okay. It's not too long. Gives me the option of maybe taking another photograph of the golf course. You might have noticed that my photography has taken a bit of a break lately. That's mainly because of all the rain. There's nothing worse than getting rain on your lens and then ruining the rest of your morning's photographs because of rain right in the middle of the lens. Alright, this is one spot where the fencing ends. Hello.
Good morning.
I was just trying to take a picture of the golf course without the netting.
Oh.
And this is the first...
Come out here.
No, I'm in the middle of a run.
Okay, I have to stop. Yeah.
Stay there, Harvey.
Oh, there's some pretty nice scenes here, but sights here when you get in the right spot.
If you're on the other side of the fence, yeah, that's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I run here so often, I think I've seen most of the sights.
No, I'm sure you have. I recognize you, so.
Yeah? Okay. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is why I have an open mic. I don't have to do the talking half the time. I'm in zone 3. Between the Ice Smooth Run ladies' commentary and the people I meet, I'm always getting stimulated to speak. It's like having a prompter with the cue cards. Up we go as I leave the golf course. Yes, leave it. That sounded like a command from a dog owner. Alright, momentarily in the red zone. Now I should get some diminishing numbers for heart rate because I'm running downhill basically now until I get to wind, and then I have to wind my way up again. I must admit, I'm quite a fan of the Mapatone fitness method, based on maximal heart rate, not maximum, but maximal for the chosen activity. The Zone 3 training pays off with dividends. But it took, I would say, 6 months of hot zone training. I'm approaching the crossroads again, just having experienced another twinge in my back. And another one. This is probably just a pinched nerve. It might be on my hip. Still, these things are sent to try us. Like these noisy crossroads. Which I can just run through today. very good. I took a natural break there in the traffic to get across without having to break my stride. So I'm about a kilometer from finishing 5K. So if I get to wind before the 4, then I know I'll get back in time. But that's how the guesstimators work their lives, much to the annoyance of their wives and partners. Guesstimators are not generally liked by more empirical people. I base a lot of my thoughts and plans on assumed storylines. Sometimes I'm right, like with the shot putters. I was right with them, and I just guesstimated what they were up to. Oh, another twinge. It's always in the same spot, so, and it's where I landed when I slid. It wasn't really my ass, it was more like my hip. I came down on the bucket. Alright, almost at the top. Should hear a zone change very soon, probably 2 below zone, it's going to say. Oh, I'm running before it said that. I might still be in zone 3. Talking of levels, the I Smooth Run lady is just quiet enough for my own noises to drown her out. You might well be getting a better version of her story than I am, because you're about 4 inches closer to her than my ears are to my phone. And she is inside my sweatshirt. I mean inside my hoodie, my blue-gray volunteer's hoodie. So this is where wind becomes Shorn Cliff, and that becomes Garnet eventually. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how long this run is going to be. If I had a pace per kilometer, I would know. I would know where I was at. But that comes up every 5 minutes. So it could be 35. The next one, I think I heard in zone. I never did do anything about those keys, did I? Another bit of a hike here. So I'm going to have a 45-second or so outro to this show. Maybe a little longer, I'm not sure. I think one of them was 4 plus, which was the intro, and I think the outro was 0.46 or 46 seconds. Anyway, I've got to finish this run off. I'm just about to hit Garnet. I don't think I missed the end of the workout message, because now I'm literally within sight of where I started. Cue the outro. Almost there.
Workout finished.
Workout finished.
Interval statistics. 4.92 kilometers. Average pace 7 minutes 19 seconds per kilometer. Average heart rate 122.
There you go. So this is the running jackal saying bye-bye for now.